All right. Hey guys, welcome to the breath fitness class. Looking good today, guys. We're gonna fill up here, and we're gonna have to sell out and keep people from coming eventually. This is kind of our secret here for the new people. We don't really advertise this class very much, just because it's so fun here, and it's like our own little special spot, which is fun. But I'm excited you guys are joining today. And again, this is our hour long today. About an hour, 9:08, perfect time. About an hour, we're gonna just get into our exercises, get into the breath work. When we do the exercises, real light stuff, a lot of the stuff that I like are long positions that you stay in. I am gonna add in some totally new stuff that even my regulars have not done before, because movement. What I realized, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu all the time, and so I'm good with the amount of movement that I get, but we know your lymph system is a series of one-way valves, so you gotta get the juices flowing. And you can do that with such a minimal amount of movement. And since you guys don't all do Jiu-Jitsu, I think probably we could all use a little bit more movement in our life if possible. So I'll add in some of my favorites. And then when we do those exercises, so those long holds, for instance, like a 1-minute squat, or a 1-minute push-up on your knees. It doesn't really matter, just some sort of flexing of the muscles. And what we know now too is hormones get released when you flex your muscles. I mean, this is literally just a wonderful detoxing system. Muscle contraction is so important. And so if you do them nice and slow, it eliminates any possibility for injury and really does strengthen your joints. So the main reason I exercise, along just the movement, but the exercises we'll do today, is really for joint health. Because joint health to me is above all others. Everything, if the what do you call them? The seams? No, not the seams. If your joints are working, I mean, then you can move on to hiking and doing all the other stuff that you like. It doesn't really matter, just as long as your joints are moving. So that's the focus. But when we do these, just so you guys know, because I'm not gonna go over it a lot today, but we do a bit of over breathing in the beginning of this 1-minute movement, whatever it is. And then you do a slight breath hold for just until you need to breathe again. Because a couple of things we're practicing, when you over breathe, then you can actually do more while breathing less later on, if that makes sense. So you build this energy reserve. And so we practice that ever so slightly. And then when we hold our breath, still in the same movement, we're practicing recovering. So we're holding our breath, and then you get this air hunger, and then you use a couple of breaths to recover. And so now we're practice recovering if we were doing something that where we got out of breath. You know, we're practicing recovering multiple times, which is, I mean, that's like last resort stuff. That's like when you're tired and you need energy. It's kind of funny, people think that, man, I wonder, why am I so tired right now? I just did this tiny thing and I'm real tired. Why am I tired? Is it because of how I slept? Is it because of what I ate? No, it's not. It's energy is in the air. And if you know how to use the system to get energy in the moment that you need it, in those specific moments when you are tired, it has nothing to do with all the stuff that happened beforehand. Energy is in the air, and you can use the correct process to get some energy when you need it, and it's awesome. And then you own it after that. So, as a reminder, a bit of over breathing in the beginning of the exercise, then we pause with our breath, and then if you've been holding your breath, or if you're tired and you have to continue to apply forceful exhales. So, a couple of forceful exhales really empty the lower part of the diaphragm and help you recover the fastest. So let's just try that. We're gonna try 3 breaths right now that are gonna be useful for our exercises. So breathing above the neutral zone is like this. You guys can do it with me. Take a big breath in all the way in, and then let go. One more big breath in, and then let go. So when you let go, notice if you don't push air out, you still have all that left in there. Does that make sense, guys? So there's a neutral zone. So you take this breath in, you let it go. I'm at neutral now. If I'm standing up, I still have 40% left. If I'm lying down, about 30%. But so that's really important. So we can decide which process we want to use to breathe. So in that case, we're just using inspiratory process, right? And then Once you get below neutral, now you're using the expiratory process. Now you're pushing air out. But what you'll notice is your core starts to flex when you push air out. So try this with me. Take a big breath in, let go. Now you're at neutral. Now only push air out. Put a hand around your belly button as you continuously push air out. Make that noise too. Put it out through your teeth and feel how your belly flexes with each exhale. Good. So that's it. So 3 to 5 forceful exhales if you're tired, if you have been holding your breath, if you're exerting heavily, if you're, for instance, like sprinting, 3 to 5 forceful exhales help you recover the fastest. So the breath work that we're going to use for these exercises is you overbreathe in the beginning. Above neutral is fine. Then you pause with your breath, and then a few forceful exhales until you can get back to nose breathing. So nose breathing when you exercise is the most potent for the best gas exchange that exists in your body, because actually a tiny bit of air hunger is good for your circulation, believe it or not. You need a bit of CO2 in order to make the oxygen bioavailable for the tissues and release from the hemoglobin sort of in the most efficient manner. So nose breathing when you jog or when you're walking is paramount. Okay, guys, first let's stretch out our backs real quick. We're gonna do a quick back stretch here. I just want you to lay back on your back. And with your knees up, if you could. Knees at 90 degrees, and slowly bring them to the right side. Let's all go to the right side and exhale and relax as you do. And start to extend them out straight. Good. Hopefully you got some back cracks. Back to the center. And slowly bring them to the left side. Nice and relaxed, and exhale. Good. Back to the center. And I want you to flex your knees right now. Flex until you start to tremble. If you're not trembling, it's not working. And then slowly extend them straight. And flex at the end. If we were in a dead silent room, I hope you would hear little cracks and pops. And then slowly bring them back in and flex. If you can bring them into your chest or as close as you can get, no problem. Okay, perfect. Now let's sit up. And bring one leg in and push down on your knee a little bit. Again, listening for some adjustments. Doesn't matter how far you can do it. You're just trying to get it going. Sloan, did you work out today? No? Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, today will be good then. And now wake up your toes. Don't forget about them. In a jiu-jitsu match once, guys, I tore my toes apart. And I realized that we forget about these things because it didn't hurt. My partner had to tell me, like, by the way, you tore the webbing of your feet. So, man, pay attention to your toes. Keep them working. Okay, this is a new one, guys. If you could stand up for me. And we're just gonna sway. This is gonna be fun. I hope I can do this and not make it look too silly. Okay, so I just want you to slowly sway and let your arms kind of be loose and free. Again, we're just trying to loosen up the back. And then get your arms real loose with your palms facing forward. I'm sorry, your back of your hands facing forward, and get your arms real loose and let them kind of sway side to side. Yeah, good. And then start to pick it up. Good. And pick it up one more time. Yes, nice and flowy. If you've ever seen Conor McGregor or Rickson Gracie fight, they do this movement that's sort of wild, but it feels good for your shoulders. All right, now we're gonna add to that. We're gonna tap our shoulder and our back. The back, you tap with the back of your hand. So same movement, but then you add in a tap. Yeah, guys, looking good. Don't stop yet. Nice and loose with the shoulders, though. You're using the momentum of your shoulders moving to get your arms going. Let's take a look at you. I want to see you guys do it. Oh, looking good, guys. Looking good. Okay, perfect. Done. All right, one more. This one's awesome. I'm gonna get good at this, but I'm not good at it yet. Hold on. So it goes, you scoop up. Hold on. How does it go? I just started doing it. Up, and then, so hands out, and then you go up, and your back hand goes down behind like a windmill. I'm doing this not as good as I want to. Oh, you're swimming. That's different. It's. I'm gonna work on that one, guys, and I'm gonna get back to you. Wait till you see it, though. I did post it. It looks beautiful, and I still can't do it yet, and it's super hard. Yeah. Okay, sorry guys. We had to improv a little bit. Good. Since we're already standing up, let's do our. Oh, that's the backstroke there. I liked it though. That was pretty good. That wasn't quite. I'll show you guys the video after class, and you can see why. I mean, it's incredible looking, and it's not intuitive. It's absolutely bizarre. Okay, we are going to. I need a timer here, real quick. Stopwatch. Stop. Reset. Okay, we're gonna do a 1 minute squat, guys. So you can do this at your own intensity, which is neat. So you can just do a squat, hang on best you can, or you can flex your knees and do this squat with a crazy amount of tension. So let's do it, guys. A couple of big breaths right now before you start. So a couple of big breaths in. Get in your squatting position. Knees at about shoulder, feet at about shoulder width, and slowly start going down. We don't do quite a minute. Once you get to about as low as you feel like you want to go, take one big breath in, let it go, and pause with your breath at neutral. Flex your knees if you could. They should be trembling. That trembling is the body's natural mechanism to jar loose soft tissue around the joints, tendons and ligaments. Once you've been holding your breath, practice a couple of forceful exhales to get back to a nose breath and slowly back up. Good job, guys. You guys did good on that one. Good. All right. Ooh, now it's the blind Miyagis. You guys remember? This one's awesome. This is the most difficult, easiest exercise there is in the whole world. Sloan, and I'm going to be quiet for you for this. So what it is you put all your weight on your front foot, pick a foot, doesn't matter, and then arms are out to your side, essentially not out far, but then take your other foot, your back foot if you would, and then take that 6 inches off the ground, front leg slightly bent, okay? Piece of cake, everybody, for the most part. But now then close your eyes. Oh, that's when you realize that the earth is spinning. We also call this one surfing the earth. You can use some breath work if you want to. You don't have to. But front leg, make sure your front leg's bent. Keep it up best you can, guys, for 30 more seconds. Awesome work. There it is. Isn't that, feel the fact that your toes have to flex, your ankles, your knees, your hips. You can move your arms a little bit. If you want to put that foot off the ground, if you want to put it in front, you can. But this increases your cone of balance. And it's such a valuable exercise. 3, 2, 1. I can't be quiet, Sloan. I can't. I know. Because we got new people here. They need to know. All right, this one I'll be dead silent, guys. I'll do my best. Okay. All right, here we go. All your weight on your other foot now. And it's important that that leg is slightly bent. If it's straight, it's easier. We don't want it to be easier. We want it to be more difficult. All right, back foot 6 inches off the ground, and close your eyes. 30 seconds left, guys. Four, three, two, one. Good. How much harder was that than you thought it would be? It's ridiculous, isn't it? You feel, so normally, instead of talking or instead of being silent, I just berate the class. Just like, look how bad you are at this, because that's the one everybody is bad at. I had Draymond Green, the power forward for the Golden State Warriors. I had him doing it. And he couldn't do it for a minute. Like, if he can't do it for a minute, nobody can do it for a minute, unless you practice it. Okay, now we're gonna do a lunge. Not really a lunge though. So I just want you to put one knee down with your foot flat. You don't have to be on your toes, just with your foot flat, like this. So this is for sure, I use this for jiu-jitsu all the time, because what we wanna do is flex that large tendon inside. So this gets rid of groin pulls, and if you ever slip on, we're luckily in San Diego, we don't have snowy stairs, but this really keeps from any pulls happening to the largest tendon inside. So what you do is flex a straight line coming up into your core and into that large tendon right there. You can feel it. And then just get a flex going. And we're gonna do it for 30 seconds on each. This will be cool. We'll do one more thing too. So again, you can add in breath work if you want to, but you want to flex until it starts to tremble. Again, that trembling mechanism is the body's masterful tool to engage that soft tissue around your joints. All right, perfect. Let's do the other one. Get to that position. Again, it can be nice and easy. You're just flexing that large tendon on the inside. You can lean back a little bit. You can lean forward a little bit. You might add that into your routine here. Perfect. All right, and let's try something fun. I don't know if this is even gonna work, but we'll see. We're gonna try and touch our toes real quick. Or as far as you can get to, whatever feels good. Just take an assessment of about where you are with your knees straight and you touch your toes. Okay, so you got some sort of assessment about where you are. Now we're gonna do this. Find you a post if you need to. But what we're gonna do is flex the muscles on top of our legs, 30 seconds each one. Okay, so you can put one leg up and then just flex down so that this top muscle is flexed. Flex it, here we go, for 30 seconds each. So what we've discovered is 30 seconds of tension on the antagonist muscle can often allow that other muscle to relax and be able to elongate, which is kind of wild. It only takes 30 seconds. You'd think that it would take you longer. 3, 2, 1, good. Now you're gonna do the other one. If you need to grab something, do. And begin, flex the top. Since we already did some leg exercises, I'm not sure if we're gonna have the same dramatic result, but it is interesting. And you also get a nice little stretch with this one too, so we're good to go. 3, 2, 1, perfect. So now see what your range of motion is with your toe touch again. Hey, look at that. Almost touching the ground down at the end, huh? Jade, right? Yeah. All right, cool, right? 30 seconds of stretches. What they found is they compared 1 minute to 30 on these dancers. They were trying to improve their flexibility over a week span. And 30-second stretches were as good as 1 minute stretches. And then intensity-wise, they compared 80% to 40%. 40% was better. 40% effort in stretching is better than 80% effort if you're looking to become more flexible. All right, so we did our legs. We have a push-up time. Oh, it's your guys' favorite time. All right, so if you want to get in some sort of push-up position, if you guys don't have a push-up position, what you can do is put your hands together and flex and push together. If you're not comfortable in a push-up, that's fine. You can do the push-up on your knees. None of this matters. All we want to do is just get our shoulders, get our shoulders and triceps going. So here we go. You're in your push-up position. Slowly, with some big breaths, let's slowly start going down. Find your last breath in. Let it go. Pause with your breath. I really encourage you to find comfort in that trembling zone. That's where all the magic happens. A few more moments. A couple of forceful exhales if you've been holding your breath. Back to a nose in breath and slowly back up. Good. Put a little weight on your shoulders if you could. Put a little weight on your back. All right. Things should be working. Good. Now we're going to add in our crunch, and it's breath work time. So if you want to just lay back on your mats, and we're going to do a 1-minute crunch approximately. But can you do big breaths over the neutral zone while you're in a crunching position? No, not very well. So this is a focus on forceful exhales. So lay back. You can take a breath in, let go, find neutral, and now only push air out. As you lift your legs up, lift your shoulders up. You can use a pattern if you want to. If you start to get tired of doing the crunch, you add in a pattern in your breathing. And feel how your stomach flexes with each exhale. You're pushing air out, which creates a vacuum. So air just rushes back in. Essentially, you never have to breathe in. I'm gonna come around and take a look at you guys. Keep going, guys. You got 30 seconds left. Good job. Does that make sense? The exhale? Good. Nice work, gang. Nice hard bellies. There you go. Yes, good job. Looking good, guys. In jiu-jitsu, we put a knee on the stomach. That makes sense, guys? Forceful exhales. Is it working? All right. Keep your knees up for a few more moments. Oh, keep going, guys. Now, I want you to, if your legs were a clock, I want you to go out to 9:30, the hour hand. Now 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 11:30, 11:45, 11:46, 47. Just kidding. All right, we're done. Good job, guys. That was our crunch. Everybody's ready for summer now? Show off in your bathing suit? Good. Okay. So that is my warm-up routine, essentially, with a couple other fun little ones in there. But if you have only a few minutes to, before a plane ride, something that you have to, or you've been driving and you need to stop and you want to remove the back pain or whatever from 3 hours in the car, man, that little routine will really freshen you up for the next 3 hours if you're going somewhere far. So I love that little, and you can add in whatever you want, but consider those breath patterns. So you could do that with literally anything. You could use a barbell. You could do like a dumbbell curl for 1 minute. You could do a pull-up for 1 minute. That breath pattern allows you to do more while keeping your heart rate down, if that makes sense. So if you just if you were just to breathe spontaneously, you'd notice a big spike in your heart rate as you start to get to the middle of the exercise. But if you overbreathe beforehand, you don't get that same heart rate spike, which is really neat. So now we're gonna do, first let's do a quick breath hold assessment, if you guys don't mind. So you're gonna kind of see where you started from today. I didn't ask you down at the end, have you ever done like Wim Hof style breath work or anything like that before? Oh man, so many newbies today, that's awesome. Well, So what we're gonna do right now is a Wim Hof style of breath work, which means we do a bit of fast breathing, and then we pause with our breath at the neutral zone. So the breath holds we're gonna do are at neutral, and even slightly above if that feels a little bit better. So if you are holding your breath for an extended period of time, and then when you do need to breathe, if you have to take a big breath in, then that means that you are holding below neutral. If you're gasping for a breath with your first breath in, that means you are below neutral, and it would be better to hold your breath with something in there. Does that make sense, guys? So that's real important. So at neutral or slightly above would be great. And yeah, just laying here, guys, or sitting is fine. We're just gonna do a little breath hold assessment. I'm watching the clock I have. And we just wanna see where your light to medium urge to breathe is, okay? So I want you to take one big breath in, and then let go. You found neutral, you know where it is. Take one more breath in, and let go, and pause with your breath. So on average, people can hold their breath for about 30 seconds from a light to medium urge to breathe. I never want you to pass a medium urge to breathe today. So after a few swallows or whatever sensations that you get that makes you breathe, go ahead and breathe. You're at 20 seconds now. If you already had to breathe, no problem. To keep doing your best. Now you're at 30 seconds. We'll go to about 50 seconds. Some work, 40 seconds. Three, two, 1, 50 seconds. If you made it past 50, you are in fantastic shape. By a show of hands, who did way worse than they expected? Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, so I didn't trick you, but I kind of did because we just exercised, and even though you were calm, your heart rate has a lot to do with how long you can hold your breath. And so I'm gonna teach you a heart rate lowering technique that is gonna allow you to hold your breath, even without any fast breathing beforehand, to allow you to hold your breath for much longer. Okay, so what I expected of most of you, if you've never done this before, was about 20 seconds. So just know if you got 20 seconds, if you got 10 seconds, I'm worried about you. But if you got 15 seconds, totally fine. And it was because of our heart rate. And being in the sun actually raises your heart rate up a little bit too. So if your head's in the sun, your heart rate is just a little bit higher. It doesn't matter, but it's just something to acknowledge. Okay, guys. So the breathing that we're gonna do, this is gonna be, because I have a lot of people that here have been doing this a bit, we're gonna get a few sessions in. Let's call it hyperventilate. When you take these big breaths in, you start to get some signs of a nervous system that is being significantly engaged. The first sign is dizziness. So you're gonna start to get dizzy. Can't help it, that's part of the game. What is dizziness? It's a layer of consciousness between conscious and unconscious, and it's very navigatable. Really what it is the body's mechanism to say, hey, stop focusing on the world around you. If you're standing, sit down. If you're sitting down, put your hands down. Disregard what's happening and focus on yourself. It's this layer of consciousness we call interoception. It's when interoception starts to get stronger and you start to be able to, mechanically, your body starts to focus on itself more. So just know that a little dizziness is part of the game, and that everyone gets it, and that's just part of it. So fast breathing accentuates all of these sensations that we'll talk about. Slow breathing decelerates them, okay? So whenever we're in the midst of some sort of exercise we're here, and I'm telling you to breathe faster, if you have found the sensations overwhelming, or it's just enough for you, you're like, okay, that's enough, I get it. All you have to do is breathe slower, breathe more with your nose and your belly, and the sensations will go away. You are 100% in control of this, okay? So just know this whole journey that we're gonna go on is completely controlled by your gas and brake pedals, which is the brake being slow belly and nose breathing, the gas being fast mouth and chest breathing. Make sense? And anxiety. We are simulating an anxious state. When you breathe fast, that's angst. That's a panic attack. That's those things, okay? But you're in control of that. So just breathe slower when you want to, okay? But you're gonna feel, if you've ever had a panic attack before, you're gonna realize the sensations you were feeling when you had a panic attack, they were probably due to the breathing that was naturally occurring with you. So I've had multiple people come back to me after their first workshop with learning this stuff, and they said, you know what, I used to have panic attacks, and I don't think I'm ever gonna have one again, because now I understand how this works, and I realized I was causing these sensations of dizziness. Another sensation you get is tingling in your hands and feet, behind the back of your ears. You get goosebumps. You start to get cramping. When you really start to get into it, your hands start to cramp, and that is totally from the breath work, totally mitigatable by breathing slower. Okay, so we are practicing getting ourselves into an anxious state ever so slightly in a controlled way, and then bringing ourselves back out of it. That's what the Wim Hof stuff does, is manipulate the nervous system in that way. But lastly, I just want to remind you, you guys are in control of this stuff. So regardless of what I'm saying, if you're like, you know what, that's enough, that's as dizzy as I want to get, that's as high as I want to get, whatever it is, just start to breathe slow again. And nose and belly is going to be your best breath pattern to use. And then when I ask you to accentuate it, I'm going to ask you to bring it into your belly first, but then into your chest with the mouth mostly. And that's what's really going to get these sensations going, get the nervous system into a high gear. And it's valuable for us because it's a little bit of a stressor. It's a hormetic stress that we grow from. And we just learned today in a conference call I was in where they studied this, the Wim Hof method for stress, and they determined that you can reduce your physical and mental stress up to 25% over 2 weeks of doing this regularly. So, you know, it's just without a doubt proven by science. And it's because you're practicing getting a little stressful and you're bringing it back down. You do that 4 times, all of a sudden the same things that cause stress, they don't affect you the same way because you've primed your nervous system up to be able to handle this stuff and to learn how to get yourself out of it. So we are practicing, instead of just being in the Zen garden and meditating where it's easy to meditate, we are practicing pushing our angst up and then bringing it back down. And then now we know how to bring it back down from outside influences. Sound good, guys? Okay, so the type of breath we're gonna use is mostly above the neutral zone, unless I specify otherwise. And let's just do a little bit of a practice round here. So if you don't mind, let's start slow. Take a nice big breath. You can sit or lay down for this, doesn't matter for this one. The second half, we're gonna be doing it laying down, okay? But a nice big breath in, all the way in, and then let go. And then the next one. I think we're just gonna go right into it. We're gonna use this as part of our session. And slowly start to increase it. Start to switch to your mouth. Find a pace that feels good for you. A couple of quick breaths now. Let's speed it up a little bit. And now we're going to start to bring our heart rate down by a quick breath in and a long breath out through the teeth. You make that noise. You capture the air so you can relax your body as it escapes. And you're just breathing out now without using any effort. Sync back up with me in 3 breaths. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Last. Big deep breath all the way in. Let it go nice and slow. Find that neutral zone or slightly above and pause with your breath. So hopefully you got a little bit of that lightheadedness, the dizziness. Guys, and that's part of it. That's part of the game. And try and hold on best you can. Whenever you have the urge to breathe, if you slowly start counting in your head, it gives your monkey mind something to do, keeps the urge to breathe light to medium. You're almost to the end. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you made it to the end, push the rest out. All the way back into the top. Lock in that full breath for just a moment and sit with it. And then let it go. Good job, guys. Did anybody not make it to that breath hold by any chance? Did you get close? Not even close? Okay. So if you want to, you don't have to, but you have to breathe faster to get there. Does that make sense? So I just noticed you're breathing a little bit slow, but that's totally okay if that's comfortable for you. Comfort over any of the times that we're trying to make today, okay? That was about 45 seconds where we held our breath. Yeah. You guys made it down at the end? You made it to that? Cool, right? No? You didn't make it to it? So again, if you didn't make it to it, down at the end, did you make it to it? Yeah? How'd you do? Close? If you didn't make it to it, then in that middle part, not the beginning, but in the middle part, just breathe harder. Still get your heart rate down. It's short breaths in, longer breaths out. But you got to breathe a little if you want to make those times. Don't worry about it if you don't. If you just feel comfortable doing the way that you want to do it, then I'm totally fine with that too. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to do another round here. So start out nice and slow. Nose, breathe with your nose right now. Breathe with your belly, into the belly. If you do breath work lying down, what you might find is there's a little curve in your lower back. And then if you put your knees up, the curve goes away. And then actually if you bring your heels in as close to your butt as possible, then it's a nice, comfortable place to keep your knees so you don't get tired with your... But again, comfort is king, so whatever's most comfortable to you. So let's start out nice and slow. Put a hand on your belly and just take some breaths into your belly. And now you can put your hands anywhere you want, but let's start to bring that air into your chest too with each breath. And start to move over to using more of your mouth. We're gonna do, this is 2 of 3 rounds that we're gonna do. All right, guys, now for 15 seconds, I want you to get out of your comfort zone and start to pick up your pace. Nice, big breaths in, all the way in. A little tension in your neck and shoulders is fine. If your shoulders aren't moving, that's fine, but you're not getting the effort required to really kind of intensify the nervous system. A few more quick ones, guys. Good. And now let's bring our heart rates down with a short breath in, longer breath outs through the teeth. And don't even get to neutral in this case. Just short breath in. Allow the air to escape through your mouth effortlessly. And relax your body as you do. Sync back up with me in 5 breaths, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your last big deep breath all the way in. Let it go nice and slow. Find that neutral zone. Take a little sip in or out if you want to. Be slightly above neutral if you want to. Lock it in and hold your breath. And realize that urge to breathe completely diminishes for a few moments, allowing you the interoceptive focus on yourself. Feel that tingling that moved around in your body. We have lit up the nervous system and essentially pushed energy through it. So you get some of that tingling in your hands and feet. If you were breathing hard, you got some of the goosebumps. You could start your count, slowly counting right now to any number. Just keep the urge to breathe light to medium. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You made it to the end. Push the rest out. All the way back into the top. Lock in that full breath for just a moment. Sit with it. And slowly let it out. Do you guys realize when you hold with that full breath, that's when you get the sort of high sensation? So we are manipulating cerebral spinal fluid and blood, and we are pushing blood up to our head when we do that. We are creating the Valsalva maneuver, which pushes blood to your head, relaxes cerebral blood flow, opens up your heart so your heart beats, the room around your heart so your heart beats a little easier. Feels good. Does it make you, gets you a little high, right? That last little hold. All right, guys. So if you guys were keeping track, we held our breath for about a minute in that case. Cool stuff, huh? All right. We're going to do one more round, and then we're going to go into a longer breathing session. But we have about a little less than 15 minutes left in class. So here we go. Start out nice and slow. You can put a hand on your belly if you want to. If you want to get real technical, instead of just your belly extruding out, you want the sides to come out too. So you can make some crab claws, and you can breathe in, and you can feel the sides start to expand. If your sides are expanding, man, it's working. We should really be breathing in a 360 degrees. Nice big breaths in right now before we start to speed it up. And we're going to be breathing for 2 minutes in this case. So let's slowly start to increase the pace. Feeling good? Everything working? Good, good. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. We're about to get into a little sesh here in a minute. Cool. All right, guys, if you want to pick up the pace one more time, you can put your hands to your side or put them wherever feels good. Don't worry about just the belly in this case. Let the air come into your chest. And allow for a little tension in the neck and shoulders. Nice full breaths in. Really kind of picking it up, finding that comfort zone, and you got to push past it, guys. Your body is offering resistance right now, telling you you're breathing too fast, and you got to push past that. For 15 seconds left, I want you to get out of your comfort zone and let yourself go. Last few quick ones. Perfect, you made it over the hill of difficulty. Now short breaths in, long breaths out to bring your heart rate down. Relax your body as you exhale, realizing if you close the aperture, now you can just exhale effortlessly as your shoulders and neck relax. Sink back up to me in 5 breaths. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your last big deep breath all the way in. Let it go nice and slow. Find that neutral zone or slightly above. Lock it in and hold your breath. Guys, realize in these moments that you need nothing. Happiness is on the inside. When we breathe heavy like that, we get this dose of adrenaline. The precursor to adrenaline is dopamine. We can change our energy levels, our mood, influence our immune system by a tiny bit of that fast breathing followed by some breath holds. Just check in with your body. Take in the new data if you're getting some. Remember, whenever you have an urge to breathe, you got to give your monkey mind something to do. Slowly start counting in your head. Just giving your mind something to latch onto. Again, checking in with these sensations that were created. We're almost to the end, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You made it to the end. Push the rest out. All the way back into the top. Take a little extra this time. Lock it in. Sit with that full breath for just a moment. This Valsalve maneuver, again, opens up the area around your heart, and your heart actually beats easier. If you have a heart arrhythmia, your heart will get back on track. Just hold for a few seconds longer. As soon as it feels good to you, release the pressure, and then release your breath. Good job, guys. You guys held your breath for about 1.5 minutes that time. Wild stuff, isn't it? Good job. All right, guys. We are going to do a more continuous breathing session right now. You're going to hear the bell ring, or the clock, the church bells, right at sort of the end of our breathing session. And then that's where we're going to hold our breath one more time. Okay? So every minute we're going to breathe in a different way, approximately. And so just follow along best you can. But again, the sensations are going to be significant. So we just got ourselves in a wonderful meditative space mentally, and now we're going to drive energy through our nervous system so that we are more aware, so that we're more excited, essentially. And we got a heavy dose of adrenaline. So let's begin. Nice and slow, put a hand on your belly, and just breathe into your belly. Into the belly, and let go. And I might come around and just put a hand on your belly to make sure everything's working. If I see it working, I'm happy. Into the belly, letting go. Looking good. All right, guys, now belly, pause, and then chest. So you go into the belly first, pause, and then into your chest, and then let go. It's a double inhale. Into the belly, pause into the chest, and then let go. Into the belly, pause into the chest, and let go. Whenever, keep going, guys. Don't let your mouth dry out. Pause whenever you need to swallow, to keep your throat comfortable. Into the belly, into the chest. Now put it together, guys. That means forget the mechanics. Just nice full breaths in, letting go effortlessly. Notice how the air moves a little freer. You are doing this to your own comfort level, but realize we've got to get out of our comfort zone in order to improve. So here we go, guys. We're adding a new one. We're going to take a full breath in. We're going to let go with an audible sigh, and then we're going to push the air out of our belly. So a double exhale. So full in, let it go, push it out of your belly. Nice full breath in, let it go, push it out. Fully in, let it go, push it out. You'll notice if you lift your hips off the ground when you push out, you empty a little bit better. Full in, let it go, push it out. Find a pace, guys. Last one. All right, guys, now put it together again. Find a pace that feels good. Take a little assessment of how you're feeling. You really want to get to that tingling sensations in your hands and feet. And guys, let's start to pick it up. Here we go. You found your comfort zone. You've met the resistance, and now you got to push past the resistance a little bit. Get yourself excited. You're not angry, but kinda. You're intentional about releasing some adrenaline. Think about how you'd breathe if you were excited about something and you had to engage with something physically that was going to be intense. 30 seconds left, guys. Pick it up one more time if you could. 20 seconds left. You don't have to meet my pace. Do it at the pace that feels good for you. We all have a different lung capacity. 10 seconds left of this fast pace, guys. Perfect, guys. Now let's make an assessment. Do me a favor, keep the airflow moving though. Do an assessment of where the electricity is moving around in your body. Just taking in that new data. Keeping your hands wherever you want, to your side, on your stomach, doesn't matter. We're gonna do one more round in 3 little sprints. So for 15 seconds, we're gonna do a panting style of breath. So we're really gonna be breathing as fast as we can for 15-second increments. Keep up the breath, guys. Don't quit on me now. So you're gonna start slow and increase it to the best of your ability. Again, of course, to your own comfort level. You're in control of this stuff, guys. If it's too much for you, just breathe with your nose and your belly to slow it down. Otherwise, here we go. Start slow. For 15 seconds, we are gonna get to the peak of the speed of the breath that we're gonna do today. So here we go. Loosen up your neck. Make sure everything's loose. 3, 2, 1. Pause and swallow. Keep your throat comfortable. If you want to put hands around your neck to make sure your neck is nice and loose when you do this, that might be good for you. So here we go. Start slow. Number 2. 3, 2, 1. Pause and swallow. Last one. Here we go. Start slow. 3, 2, 1, pause, swallow. Good. Now, for the next minute, we're just gonna keep up, next 45 seconds, full breaths in, letting go. When the bell's done, we're gonna get our heart rate down. Here we go. All right, guys, now short breaths in, long breaths out. If you want to slowly start to put your legs down now. Guys, sync back up with me in 5 breaths. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your last. Big deep breath all the way in. Let it go nice and slow. Find that neutral zone. Take a little sip in or out if you need to. Lock it in and hold your breath. This is our last breath hold today. Again, guys, realize when we give our nervous system a little bit of excitement and then we slow everything down with a pause, we can literally feel the effects of the hormetic stress that we just created. And that is adrenaline, dopamine, acetylcholine. These amazing neurotransmitters that make up euphoria. Again, guys, happiness exists inside All you need to do is know how to pull these levers. So just check into how you feel. Relax your body, starting at your legs. Relax your hips, your hands, your chest, your neck. Relax your head. We're almost to the end, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You made it to the end. Push the rest out if you want. If you're used to this, you can hold on a little longer. Otherwise, take a big breath in all the way in. Pause with that full breath for just a moment. Sit with it. If you want to put a little flex around your chest, just a tiny flex, pushing a little extra blood, cerebral spinal fluid upstairs. Whenever it feels good to you, first let go of the pressure and then let go of the breath. Awesome work, guys. We're just going to sit and enjoy this space for 2 minutes. I'm going to come around and check on you. Doing good? Doing good? Yeah? Good. Good. Thanks, guys. Feeling good? Good. Everything still working? Doing good? Mm-hmm. Good. Doing good, my guys? Good, good. Feeling okay? Good? Good stuff. You guys are doing good? All right, guys. Good. Amazing. Doing good, Sloan, sir. One more minute, guys. So when you take a little moment of the day to excite your nervous system and then bring it back down, what you'll notice is you get deeper into a meditative state quicker than if you were just to try to achieve a meditative state by being calm. In fact, practitioners, longtime practitioners of meditation, have been introduced to the Wim Hof stuff and then all of a sudden realize that you can get there faster than ever before. So that's it, guys. If you want to slowly start coming back. Sloan, I wasn't sure if you're ever coming back. That's why I had to. Sorry to, you did, right? You fell asleep sitting up. Yeah. In our future? Yeah, I think, well, with the new, so Momo took over here instead of Luz. So yeah, I think I'll schedule something as soon as it's nice and hot. It'd be nice to do it hot here, you know. Maybe I've got one on the beach in June. So, no, it'll be at the Heart Yoga and Mission Beach.
Oh, but I'm in San Diego.
Oh yeah, in San Diego, June 3rd. We just decided. I know. Hey guys, we'll shut it down. I hope that was a good one. Thank you everyone for coming. Looking good. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. Thank you guys for coming. Looking good.
Good luck.
Cheers. Thank you.